TQ Stuart Mason jumping out of that early lead. He's got Bryce Butterfield in second, Sam Isaacs in third. Great training around for the first time by. Now that here comes Stuart Mason, already opened up to a little bit of a gap on Bryce Butterfield. First time by the stripe, Mason with a 14.7, Butterfield 14.8, Isaacs 15 flats. Top three already started to pull away just a bit from Chris Adams and the rest of the field. Here comes your top three across the line again. Mason with a 14.5, Butterfield 14.6, Isaac 14.7. Then you got about a second gap back to Chris Adams in the fourth spot. He's got that leader all over his back wing. Bryce Butterfield starting to reel in Mason just a bit on this lap. Mason with a 14.7, Butterfield 14.6. Here comes your lead down back straightaway. That white and blue car of Stuart Mason, your TQ. Comes across the stripe with a 14.6, Butterfield 14.6, Isaac 14.7. Abear, Cavalieri, Barry, Cruz, Tyler, and Manzinger in Brick Train. Here comes your top two across the line again. Mason with a 14.7, Butterfield with a 14.5. Again, Bottle coming into that center section. Butterfield under pressure now from Sam Isaacs. Mason with a 14.8, Butterfield 15.5 with that little bottle. Sam Isaacs with a 14.9. Still got that 2-7 get back to Chris Adams in the first spot. Your top three definitely pulling away from the field. Here comes your top three across the stripe again. Mason with a 14.6, Butterfield 14.5. Isaacs with a 14.5 as well. We got 2 minutes down and 3 minutes left to go. Mason has about a 3/4 of a second advantage. Butterfield closing in more now. Mason with a 14.8, Butterfield 14.6. Isaacs with a 14.8 that time by. There's your top three off the back straightaway in. The white and blue car number 1 of Stuart Mason with a 14.5. Butterfield in his traditional green and yellow, 14.7 last time by. Top three cars separated by a second and a half right now. We're at the halfway point, 2:30 down against 2:30 still left on the master clock. Here are your leaders. Butterfield closing in big time on this lap. Mason with a 15 flat, Butterfield 14.5. Top two cars closing the tails and on the back straightaway. Sam Isaacs not too far back into the third spot. Here they come around, crossing the stripe again with 2 minutes left to go. Mason with 14.6, Butterfield 14.7. Sam Isaacs on 170 back in around third spot. Monty, Dave, and Jacob got your leaders coming up on you. Here comes the battle for the lead. 14.9 for Mason, 14.7 for Butterfield. On the high side of the track, down the back straightaway, and here they come. Stuart Mason hanging on to that spot. Butterfield on his back wing as they come across the stripe. They tangle up. Rice checks up, lets Stuart take the lead back. Here they tangle up on the high side. Stuart Mason out in front. He's got Sam Isaacs now in the second spot. Now you've got Adams in the third, Abear in fourth. All right, Butterfield drops all the way down to the fifth spot. We've got 1 minute left to go. Here's your top two across the line. Mason with a 14.8, Isaacs with a 14.9. Here's your top two across the stripe again. Mason with a 14.8, Isaacs 14.6, starting to close that gap. Straightaway now. White and blue car number 1, your TQ. Stuart Mason out in front. The orange car number 3 of Sam Isaacs in second. Chris Adams taking off to the third spot. And Abear rolls it over. That gives Bryce Butterfield back up into fourth. Monty, got your leaders coming up on you. 15 seconds to go. Here comes your battle down the back straightaway. This is close if they can make it by. Stuart Mason hanging on to that inside line, coming around. That is time. Drivers finish lap run. And Stuart Mason taking the win. Sam Isaacs, 0.074 seconds back.
Ryan Cavalieri done.
Chris Adams bringing it home in third.
Wes Tyler done. Jacob Cruz done.
That is the race, guys. Stuart Mason taking the win. Sam Isaacs finishing in second. Chris Adams in third. This is your modified A2. Drivers ready. Turn marshals. Heads up. We are going to go on the toe. Your TQ Stuart Mason getting into a clean hole shot out in front. Everybody nose to tail as they come around for the first time by. All the way back to last. You got Sam Isaacs up into the second spot now. Chris Adams in third. Kevin Abear in fourth. And then comes down the next straight again. Stuart Mason out of 15-2 last time by. Kevin Abear up into the second spot now. Ryan Cavalieri into third. Sam Isaacs in fourth. This is race number 15 on track, race 16. The main event coming up next. Stuart Mason by with a 15 flat, Abear with 15-1, Cavalieri 14-9, Isaacs with 15-2. 4 minutes still left to go. That blue and white car, number 1, Stuart Mason out in front, 15-4, that time by Kevin Abear with a 14-8, last time by. One more time. Abear putting some pressure on Stuart. Here they come across the stripe again, Mason with the 15-2, Abear with a 15-1. Cavalieri not too far back, Abear third spot. Here comes Abear all over the back bumper of Mason as they come off the back straight one more time. Mason holds that tight inside line, blocking that line. Mason with a 15-1, Abear 15-2. Here comes Cavalieri, 15 flat. Right now, we come on the back straight one more time with 145 down, 3:15 left to go. Mason holding that inside line, good and tight off that sweeper. It's 15 flat for Mason, 15-1 for Abear. Cavalieri with a 15-1 as well. Yes, the fourth spot. Chris Adams for fifth, Dave Barrett in the sixth spot. Mason still holding on out in front. Abear tucked in right behind him. Cavalieri right behind him. Your top 3 second and half a second right now. Mason is down the road. Here comes Abear on the inside. Couldn't quite get it done. Stuart Mason still closing the door. Nice and tight off that back straightaway. Mason with a 15-3. Abear 15-4. Cavalieri 15-3. Your top 3 still covered. Close the tail. Less than half a second. Before the halfway point. 2:30 down. 2:30 left to go. Mason pushes out just a bit. Here comes Abear right behind him. 15-2 for Mason, 15-2 for Abear and Cavalieri. Isaacs holding on to it. Adams right on the inside. Down the back straight they come. 4th, 5th, and 6th are nose to tail as well. As we got 3 minutes down and 2 minutes left on the national block. Mason taking the win in A1, who's now in front of A2. That heavy pressure from Kevin Abear and Ryan Cavalieri right behind him. Mason with 15-2, Abear 15 flat, Cavalieri 15-1. Your top 3 still 7 and left half a second straight. Able to hang on to it. Abear has to check up. Here they come off the back straightaway. First, second, and third still. Nose to tail. Mason with 15-4. Abear 15-4. Cavalieri 15-3. Abear closes it on that back home. A little tight to the regular everything. Here they come down the back straightaway. 1:30 left on the master clock. Mason still holding on in front of Abear and Cavalieri. Mason with a 15-3. Abear 15-3. Cavalieri 15-4. Mason opened up just a tiny bit on this last lap. 15-1 for Stuart, 15-3 for Abear, 15-2 for Cavalieri. Stuart Mason opened up just a little bit of a gap now on Abear. Here comes Cavalieri all over the back bumper of Kevin, and through the center section they come. Cavalieri looking for a place for your guy. Here comes 45 seconds left to go. Stuart down the back straightaway. Mason still out in front. Here comes Abear, putting the pressure back on Mason. Mason with a 15-4, Abear, 15-2, Cavallari, 15-5 with 30 seconds left to go. Mason taking it in, 81, trying to lock it up here. Tight on that inside sweeper. Hold that door for Kevin closed as they got 20 seconds to go. They skip by for one more lap. Top three still separated by half a second. On the back of the Daytona, one more time. Still Mason out in front. Kevin Abear looks on the inside. Couldn't quite get it done. 5 seconds to go. This will be their white flag for the top three as they come through. Mason all the way out. Final time. Stuart Mason holding around that carousel. Across the line and across the stripe. Stuart Mason, your unofficial world national champion in your modified division. Kevin Abear bringing it home in second. Ryan Cavallari finishing in third. Let's get all those cars shut down and back into tech.
Good run. Young kids, man.
Get all those cars back into tech. We'll move on to race number 16.
Congratulations, Stuart,
for
our national champion. Great drive, man. That was exciting to watch. Anybody you want to thank?
Mom and Dad, guys back at Limo, and for Jaime.
Awesome. Congratulations. Our 2025 Modified Touring Car National Champion, Stuart Mason.
All right, here we go. Drivers ready, turn marshals, heads up. Your modified A3. We are going to go on the tone. Sam Isaac with a good jump, gets right up, tucked in behind Bryce Butterfield. Bryce gets a little loose coming around that carousel. Isaac's chucked out right behind him, all on the inside. They get picked up, Adams tables up into him. Bryce Butterfield out in front. Up into the second spot now is Ryan Cavallari. Isaac's in third, Adams in fourth, Dave Barra in the fifth spot. Bryce Butterfield, the 15 flat, last time by, backs it up with a 14.8. Ryan Cavallari with a 14.9.
I can't go anywhere with Sam from me. I know.
Butterfield stretching that lead out to a second and a half now on Ryan Cavallari. Butterfield with a 14.6 that time by. Cavallari with a 15.1. Isaac with a 15.2. Adams with a 15 flat. Battle for that third spot right now. Sam Isaac's in that orange car, the all white car right behind him. Chris Adams. Dave Barra in the pink car right behind him. Third, fourth, and fifth together. Adams looks on the inside around the carousel, makes a move on Isaac on the inside. Chris Adams up to the third spot. Isaac drops back to fourth. Stay there, right behind him. Seventh. Bryce Butterfield comes by with a 14.6 that time by. Stretching that lead out to 3 seconds now on Ryan Cavallari. Monty, you got your leaders coming up on you? Abear all over the back wing of Jacob Cruz in that sixth spot. In the second spot is Ryan Cavallari, 3 seconds back. Chris Adams in the third spot. Sam Isaacs in fourth. Dave Barra in fifth. Jacob Cruz in sixth. Kevin Abear in seventh. Barra gets into the back of Isaacs.
Really no stopping go on that?
Match arena is down and 2 minutes left to go.
2 minutes left.
Butterfield out in front, Cavallari in second, Adams in third, Vera in fourth. 3:30 down, 1:30 still left on the master clock. Bryce Butterfield out in front in that bright fluorescent yellow and green car. He's flat last time by. He's got a 5 second on Ryan Cavallari. Chris Adams about 2 seconds behind him in third. Then we got Dave Vera in the pink car in fourth. Jacob Cruz still has Kevin Hebert all over his back wing in fifth. We got 1 minute left on the master clock.
1 minute left.
Battle still for that 5th and 6th spot. Hebert still all over that back wing of Jacob Cruz. They've been there that whole time. Got about 45 seconds left on the master clock. Everybody else is spread out right now. Less than 30 seconds to go. Bryce Butterfield still out in front. Got a 5-second advantage on Ryan Cavallari. Now that 5th and 6th spot still going at it. Off the back straightaway they come. Jacob Cruz hanging on to that 5th spot. Hebert in 6th, right behind him. With 10 seconds left on the clock. And that is time. Finish lap you're on. Here comes Jacob Cruz hanging on to that 5th spot. Hebert finishes in 6th. Bryce Butterfield comes across, taking the win in A3. Here comes Cavallari across the stripe in 2nd. Adams will come home in 3rd. That is the race, guys. Your national champion in the modified
Great run,
class
Bryce.
was Stuart Mason, finishing in 2nd overall, Bryce Butterfield. And finishing in 3rd, Ryan Cavallari.
So there we have it, A3 of modified touring car. Stuart Mason already wrapped it up, but this will decide the rest of the podium, so we'll see how that sorts out. Thank you everybody for checking out our videos. We appreciate you.